Looks like we are live. My name is Manny Wolfe, and I am so glad to have you here. Let's see, we can invite some friends. I'll tell you what I'm going to do first, since I'm going to be talking about how you can make better, faster, easier, quicker content. I'm going to go ahead and pin a free, absolutely free content strategy training for you at the top of this chat. And so as we go on and you hear me talking, you can opt in, go ahead and grab the content training for yourself at no charge, of course. And then you too will be able to make better content easier, more quickly. Let's see, who else? Who do we got here? Okay, there, I've indiscriminately tagged a bunch of you. And so now you're on, or you're notified at least. So my name is Manny Wolfe. Among other things, I teach people how to make better, easier, quicker, more far-reaching content. And that's what I'm going to talk about with you here today. The more the algorithms change, the more the platforms change, the more marketing tactics get sort of the more we get savvy to marketing tactics, the more the organic strategy and your content become important. Like you can't overstate the importance of lots of good content. You have to have it. And I hear a lot of people, see a lot of people, talk to a lot of people who complain about sales, lack of sales, reach, engagement, and they're struggling. And inevitably, when I look at what they're doing, it pains me to say they have a weak to non-existent, what I would call your content game. When I ask them about that, they make excuses. And so there's obviously a disconnect of some sort happening here. Either you don't believe that content is king, or you really don't want to do it, but you want the results it creates. And so either one kind of gets you to the same place, right? Let me put it to you this way. Let's use Facebook as an example, because I do most of my business from Facebook, on Facebook. Facebook has almost 3 billion people on it now. Billion with a B. I promise you, no matter what service you provide, no matter what coaching you offer, no matter what you do, there's a market for you here on Facebook. I know someone who does pet loss, grief, and recovery coaching. It's pretty specific. Wouldn't you agree? I mean, that's pretty niche. Wouldn't you say so? I know 5 a.m. coaches, people who teach you how to get up at 5 a.m. I know of a guy who is a handstand coach. And I know all kinds of other coaches in between. And down to a person, the thing that determines their success versus failure is whether or not they can get their message out in front of people. Content. So I just want you to understand that you have to take it seriously if you want income, frankly. If you want results, you want clients, you've got to take your content game seriously. And so with that in mind, there is a lot of information out there, a lot of ideas out there. I don't have the time, and I don't desire to bore you by arguing finer points pro and con. Let me just say this. If you can find an audience who is a fit for what you do, you can get in front of that audience with meaningful content that shows your personality and your expertise, and then you learn how to make offers, you will get clients. It's that simple. Find where they are, get in front of them, find out and show your expertise and personality, and make offers. You do those things and you'll get clients. It doesn't fail. But if you don't have the amount of clients you want, it's because you're not doing one of those 3 things or more correctly. Now, it may be that you don't know how to make offers. Offers are definitely an art. They're not a science. They're an art. You've got to be able to be in the right place at the right time, solving the right problem for the right person. Thanks, Martin. That's the goal, man. Simple is better. Simple is better. And, your business will get complex anyway. So don't rush to complicate it. So we were talking about offers, and I want you to understand offers are there's an art there, like I said, and you got to practice. But you want to be getting in front of the right person at the right time, solving the right problem for them. Notice I didn't say at the right price, because if the problem is urgent enough and big enough, the price really doesn't matter that much. It's down to getting in front of the right person at the right time with the right offer, the right solution. If you're crawling through the desert and you really need a glass of water, you'll pay $10, $20, $100 for a glass of water, without question. However, if you're walking through downtown and somebody tries to sell you a $100 glass of water, you're going to laugh at them. You're going to walk to the next place and drink for free, right? So, really got to solve the problem. There's a lot of psychology that goes into that. But that's not really what this is about, except to say, in your content, you have to prove that you have the skills to solve the problem. But more than the skills, it's your personality. Your personality weighs more heavily because the likelihood is there's someone else that also solves the problem. And even if there wasn't someone who solved the problem, if people don't like you, it's very unlikely they're going to buy from you. Make sense? Okay. So now, getting in front of the right audience. You have to do some research here. I just heard somebody say the other day, and I love it. Marketing is research. Where does your audience live? Most of us don't really go find this out. We don't really take the time needed to find out the answer to this question. You can search Facebook for groups. You can search LinkedIn for groups. You can search professional associations. You can search all over this wide, beautiful internet of ours, right? And so you've got to figure out where your audience is. Otherwise, you're wasting your time, and your efforts will be rewarded somewhere between not at all and very, very weakly. Find out where the audience lives. Go speak to them. Once you find out where they live, go speak to them. Now, this does not mean those annoying posts that you see all the time. What's the one big problem you have with blank? Heads up, we all know that's a marketing research post, and we're not inclined to answer, because what you're doing is you're saying, hey, give me something before I've given you anything, right? So now if you were Tim Ferriss or Seth Godin or whoever else, and you popped into a group or on Facebook and you asked that question, people would clamor to answer it. Why? Because those guys have given so much before they asked. In their case, they've both given multiple #1 best-selling books that help you. But the point is not to be a best-selling author necessarily, although there's nothing wrong with that. But you've got to give before you ask. And that's why those stupid, annoying, what's the biggest problem you're having with client attraction right now, posts don't work anymore, right? People go into groups and they actually think they're being casual. They actually think it's laughable. People will go into a group and they'll just sort of casually say, so what's your biggest problem with, your biggest challenge with, fill in the blank, right? Everybody looks at that and knows, okay, this guy's trying to get marketing research from me so that he can then offer me some way to solve this problem, and he's going to try to get me on a phone call. Don't do it. Don't do it. Helen, Murray, Scott, Maxfield, welcome you guys. Just get in where they are, talk to them, and demonstrate your expertise, demonstrate your personality. When you do this, you can do this at scale, by the way, without having to put in a whole bunch of extra work. So let's go back to the reason we're talking today. I want you to opt in for my free content strategy guide, which will help you tremendously with these things. I've pinned it to the top of this chat. I'll put it in again. Boop, 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 boop. Pow, there it is. So now it's in there twice. It's in the middle of the thread and it's also at the top. But to be following the principles of attraction, you don't have to worry about finding clever ways to sort of insinuate yourself into people's conversations. You just show your expertise and you show up consistently, and you do that at a big enough scale so that you've got tens or hundreds of thousands of people who know you. And what will happen is they will trickle down to hundreds to thousands of people who trust you. And of those who trust you, you then are back to the simple equation of being in the right place at the right time, solving the right problem. Okay? That's really all it takes. But your content has to do some heavy lifting for you. It's got to show your expertise, it's got to show your personality, and it has to be frequent and consistent. So the content strategy guide that I'm giving away for free here will teach you how to make good content and how to leverage your content so that one piece gets more mileage out of it than it has been getting for you. It's going to show you how to make good content, and seriously, in like 10 minutes, you can have 2 months worth of content like that. And then it's going to show you how to leverage it a little bit. It's going to give you some ideas of how to leverage your content. So I invite you. It costs you your email address, but nothing else. Please opt in, grab the guide, and happy contenting to you. And I know this will help if you apply it, because I've got dozens of students, probably hundreds over the last couple of years, who have all benefited from this. Okay? It's yours for the taking. Just opt in and take it. I want to thank you so much for tuning in, and happy content creation to you.